3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. And his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 49 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit
and the Executioner. Yes.
This is 3 episodes before 52. We got 3 topics. Let's run through them.
All right. Topic 1.
Has AEW been good for 3 years?
2.
Part 2 of WWE's White Rabbit.
Number 3.
Extreme Rules is this Saturday, so we got that prediction battle, and we're finally getting to the punishment for Worlds Collide. That's topic 3. This is topic 1. Let's hop into it. Take it away, comrade.
Okay. My thoughts on AEW is it is a valid wrestling company, and it is, don't get me wrong, enjoyable to watch and all, but it's had some good moments again over the past 3 years. Is I'm gonna see what you said in the last recording. It lacks leadership, and sometimes I feel like
it lacks a proper identity.
Yeah, it lacks its own unique flair. It doesn't really like Tony Khan will very much. He seems like he knows what he's doing and he's working his ass off. He doesn't really. His company doesn't really seem to have his own little foot in its own history of being a professional company. It doesn't really seem to have its own John Cena or its own base. The guy that when you think of AEW, you think of an AEW guy. But when you think of AEW, you think of an ex-WWE guy.
Yeah, when you think of WWE, you think of Hulk, Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, if we're going all the way today. If AEW, you think Chris Jericho, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Adam Cole. All those guys are WWE. Yeah, CM Punk, even Cody Rhodes. All those guys are WWE defectors, except Cody did the opposite and went back to WWE after being the EVP for AEW.
Yes. I also will say, I'm just gonna wrap. I will say, my other thoughts is, well, yes, AEW does have some. Don't get me wrong, it's had some very great storylines since its introduction. I will say that it does feel like another. It feels it feels interesting, but it's something I feel like something it needs, honestly, because it has too many wrestlers. It needs a brand split within its own company.
Yeah, I agree. Rampage should be its own brand. It even has, when you think about it, the TBS title should be its own title, exclusive to Dynamite, and vice versa for the TNT title.
You're right. They're
literally the names of the networks those shows are on.
Yeah, and I also will say is that they got their own main event and their own superstars. But even those those shows seem great. I haven't really watched any of them, I will admit, but I feel get those guys. Even if if you want actually people to pay attention to Dark or to Dark Evolution, get those guys to compete on Rampage or Dynamite or something.
Yeah. Sorry if we seem out of it. We tried recording, but then Anchor quit on us.
Yeah, I really got no more thoughts on it. We can just wrap this up.
Yeah, we got like 2 minutes and 20 seconds left.
Okay, my final thoughts on this, I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking is that, well, I don't really see AEW as like long-term competition, and according to Triple H, he's like, oh, great job. You managed to defeat our developmental territory. Bravo!
Yeah, with Triple H didn't want to be developmental. He wanted it to be the third brand of WWE.
I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong, and I also want to say is that with with Tony Khan, you know, running his own with being AEW being a thing, is that another thing that I feel like AEW lacks, honestly, is I know it has one world title, but honestly I'm starting to think it might need two world titles, like the Universal and the WWE Championship.
Yeah, I agree with you. It may need another major title. Like they already have an AEW World Heavyweight. If they had a regular AEW, like one that isn't described as a World Heavyweight, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I said this in the last recording. AEW, I can't. I know you said you don't want to say it's not a legit company. It is a legit company, but I don't see it as a legit competition for WWE until it finds someone they can describe as their face.
Yeah, because like I said in the last recording, is that when you think of AEW, you think of John Moxley, you think of Chris Jericho.
You think of ex WWE guys.
You don't think
If
of like,
anything, AEW is giving more eyes probably on WWE by hiring these guys that used to work in WWE.
yeah. All right.
We're going to take a break for topic number 2. And we are back with topic number 2. Hopefully it doesn't fail this time. WWE's White Rabbit part number 2.
Yeah. Well, you go ahead. This is your segment.
Yeah. So more QR codes have showed up, and apparently one of them pointed to Philadelphia, which is where Extreme Rules will be. So maybe the
Yes.
White Rabbit's debuting at Extreme Rules. I just hope it's not a red herring because people will be livid if it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree with you. I think that this White Rabbit thing is it's definitely something interesting, and something I want to point out that I don't even know if even you noticed is during the Alexa Bliss match this past Monday night on Raw, the lights kind of did flicker, then a random pink block just appeared on the screen, and people are wondering if that is even connected to the White Rabbit character.
I did notice the lights flickering, but I didn't notice the pink block.
Yeah, because my honest thoughts on this whole White Rabbit thing, and I hope it honestly is Bray Wyatt, that I hope the White Rabbit is Bray Wyatt. I just hope that with him and Triple H under working together, that whatever the character is we all know it's going to be unique, honestly, but I just hope that it is something so different that it is going to actually be a threat to maybe even the tribal chief.
Yeah, like this may not, it may or may not be a hot take, but creative has improved drastically since Triple H took over.
Agreed.
And Triple H has even said that Bray Wyatt is a creative genius, which with some of the stuff that Wyndham, which is Bray's real last name, has done, has been great. And admittedly, okay, every gimmick aside from Husky Harris has been great because Bray, I feel like, has had some sort of input on it.
Yeah, I honestly agree. I'm also wondering this is throughout the commercial breaks when WWE plays the White Rabbit song, is that going to be the White Rabbit's theme song?
I mean, I don't see any other fitting song.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, because another thing that I want to ask for the whole for the whole White Rabbit thing is, whoever the White Rabbit is, who do you want to see the White Rabbit character, if it is Bray Wyatt, feud with?
Oh god, I would want to go after some of his old enemies.
Yeah.
People like Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton. I have also heard that Seth Rollins said in a recent interview that he would like that Bray Wyatt, don't get me wrong, he said that Bray Wyatt is a great wrestler to work with, but it's hard to work with him as it's hard to do something with that with his character.
The thing I would do to fix that is give Wyatt full creative control and have him work with whoever is supposed to be writing it with him.
I agree.
So they can craft promos around to work with Bray's character.
Yeah. And I think
if Bray's a creative genius like Triple H has said, let him gloat about it and show his creative genius.
I completely agree. And I also think is and this is just something that I've noticed, but have you ever noticed that with some characters that have fought Bray Wyatt is that they come out different from the aftermath? Because think about this.
They don't even have to fight him. Think about Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I'm using Seth Rollins as an example. After that horrendous Hell in a Cell match, he was so angry with Vince McMahon, he wanted to fight him.
Yeah, and I think the most drastic one was actually Daniel Bryan when you think about it. He didn't fight the Fiend, but at one point he had long hair, the next he was shaved almost bald.
Yeah, because the thing about, first he was, think about this. Because of that drastic Hell in a Cell match and I'm using Seth again, is that he went from, that was basically the end of the Kingslayer character. That was more of the beginning of him becoming the Monday Night Messiah, which eventually led into the Visionary.
Yeah, which I believe shortly after that Hell in a Cell match, he did become the Monday Night Messiah and turned heel. I believe it was shortly after that, right?
Yeah, at Survivor Series. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back with the prediction battle and Worlds Collide, which really should have been called Worlds Merge, might I add, Punishment.
Yep. Hello, everybody, and we are back again with the third and final topic, the next annual prediction battle results. Matthew, would you kindly
Not
tell?
results, actual prediction battle.
Oh, well, excuse me. With the actual prediction battle, Matthew, would you kindly tell everybody what the punishment of Extreme Rules is going to be?
With pleasure, my comrade. As you all know, it is spooky season. It is October. Halloween is at the end of this month. And the loser has to watch a horror movie, good or bad, of the winner's choice.
Yes. And I also want to say is that if there are any more matches, we will put it out on our Twitter per usual.
Yes, so keep an eye on Twitter. Follow us at AT_odds_pod on Twitter.
All
Maybe
right.
we'll get an Instagram eventually.
It's not a bad idea. All right. So, all right. Here are the matches. And this time I'm going to go in order because I actually feel like it.
Okay. Well, you always go in order of how the article is listed.
Yeah. All right. The first match is for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
And I believe that is an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, it is Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, and yes, an Extreme in the name of the pay-per-view match.
I'm still going with my girl Liv.
Okay, and I'll go with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, which admittedly, with how violent Ronda has been recently,
Oh boy.
this might favor her.
Yeah. A violent Ronda Rousey is a very dangerous Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I don't want to be on her bad side.
No. All right, the next match is a strap match. It is, I believe, for the first time ever, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett in a strap, like I said, in a strap match.
I'm going with the Scottish Warrior. That was a terrible Scottish accent.
All right.
I apologize for that to everyone in Scotland.
All right. So I'm going with the second biggest heel in SmackDown, Karrion Kross.
According to reports we've heard, we have no way to confirm or deny. It was reported on Ringside News months ago, so you probably can't even find the article.
Yeah. All right. Next match is a ladder match. The first women's ladder match.
Yeah, can we just mention how it is surprising that the women had a TLC match before a ladder match?
Yeah, we got Bianca, the defending Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, versus the leader of Damage Control, Bayley.
Yeah, my note just crashed.
Okay.
I'm going with the EST again.
All right, and I am going with Bayley.
Which, again, you might have the advantage due to Damage Control.
That is also very true. All right. The next match, for the first time ever, we have the Rated R Superstar Edge versus the leader of Judgment Day, Finn Balor,
in an I Quit match.
Yes.
And just to let you guys know, as I'm making like the prediction list so we remember who picked who, I'm just putting the match stipulations.
Who do you got?
I'm going with the Rated R superstar. I miss Tony Schimmel. I'm going Edge.
All right, I am going with.
Why am I giving you the advantage on all of these?
I am going with Finn Balor and Judgment Day, which Judgment Day very legally can get involved in this I Quit match.
I'm seriously giving you the advantage on all of these.
Yeah, the next match is the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook 6-man tag team match.
I'm just gonna put 6-man tag. I don't know. I don't want to try to spell that first word.
Oh, it's basically gonna be an oh god, it's basically gonna be basically oh god, a 6-man tag, no disqualification match.
Then why is it a 6-man tag? They should just make it a tornado tag.
I have no idea. So who are you going with, the Brawling Brutes or Imperium? And don't forget, Sheamus and Gunther are competing this Friday.
Yeah, literally tomorrow on the season premiere of SmackDown.
For the Intercontinental Championship, might I
Oh
add.
god, they're gonna beat the hell out of each other and probably not be involved that much on Saturday.
You have a point. All right, who are you going with?
I'm going with Brawling Brutes.
I am going with Imperium. Okay, and the big money match of Fight of Extreme Rules is Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins, with Daniel Cormier, a UFC legend, as the special guest referee in the first main roster
Yeah, I feel
fight pit.
I feel like Triple H was using NXT as a testing ground to eventually bring these matches up to the main roster.
So,
But that's a topic for another time.
oh yeah, so we got like I said, Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle in the fight pit match. Who do you got?
I have the King of Bros.
A man who has actually competed in the first ever fight pit match.
Yeah, I'm finally giving myself an advantage.
The first two fight pit match. No, my bad. The second fight pit match was Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah, the only man to compete in both fight pit matches are Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah, those are all the matches, and I'm going to say this here. Has anyone noticed that literally all these matches are stipulation matches? All of them.
Finally, it's about damn time.
It's not one stipulation match, normal. It's literally every...
Literally, I was playing 2K22 and I got Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Literally, most of the matches were normal. I had to go and edit matches to make them stipulation.
Okay, those are all the matches that are on the card. Hopefully, maybe.
And I will say we do have a tiebreaker in case it's a tie, and hopefully there's a match on the kick.
Oh, and by the way...
I never thought I'd be saying that.
Yeah, and by the way, I will say is that, well, I'm glad Sheamus and McIntyre are Sheamus and Gunther are competing at the season premiere of SmackDown. I honestly thought that those two, that they would save their sequel for a stipulation match at Extreme Rules, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, and as a reminder, even though you guys have bigger memories than myself, the loser has to watch a good or bad horror movie of the winner's choice.
All right, let me know. All right, and now it is time for me to do the punishment, which, FYI, I still have to watch the No Holds Barred movie. We
Yeah.
don't need to do that.
We really should set like a limit for you to do the punishment.
Yeah, I think we
I
should make
go to
that.
the next punishment prediction.
I honestly think we should make that a thing for either one of us.
Going forward.
Yes.
Anyways, now I gave you some parameters yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
so just keep those in mind
I remember.
and start whenever you want. Also,
All
the
right.
timer.
Okay, is that all right, all right. I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Mic on.
All right, oh my god, I am so fucking sick of this absolute bullshit. I know that wrestling is great and all this stuff is good, but quite frankly, Matthew, like there are some times where I'm just talking and it's just like, I don't even know if you're even fucking paying attention or just even listening to what I'm saying. But I honestly feel like wrestling or if you're not even paying attention to literally anything that I'm saying, because I honestly feel that talking to you sometimes can be difficult, but I also think that some wrestling stuff or superhero stuff is great, and I also want to say that sometimes doing this stuff is boring and enjoyable to watch. I also don't really know sometimes why I'm even doing this, because I'm bored some of the time, but it's an enjoyable podcast, and I will admit I like doing this shit. But I also feel like it can be quite straining and quite boring to try to figure out what to do on this podcast. But now talking shit about you here is that like it is great that we actually have superhero some stuff that we talk about off this podcast, which I'm not even going to mention. But it is like some of this podcast stuff we're talking about. What we talk about is kind of, don't get me wrong, it's enjoyable to talk about, but it's also sometimes, to me, kind of frustrating when I'm just talking and I gotta freaking repeat myself like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 times when I'm on the exact same thing that I've been saying, because sometimes I don't even know if you're paying attention. But yeah, all right, and like some of this stuff with like this podcast and any other stuff, like, bro, just quite frankly, I just don't give a fuck sometimes. Like, all right, that's really all I got to say. All right, run that fucking outro. I'm sick and tired of this fucking bullshit.
all right. I'll give you that. And I'm surprised you didn't mention it that sometimes I fall asleep on the phone with you.
Oh yeah, that too.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Roll that fucking outro. That got me in a much better mood. Thank you for listening to At Odds, hosted by the Unbreakable Spirit
And the Executioner.
Edited by the Unbreakable Spirit. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MTS_life_0126.
You can follow me on Instagram at DanTravis121, and you can also follow me on the Twitter at DanTheExecutioner21.
And you can follow the podcast at Odds Podcast. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions, but until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
Thank you, losers.